Hi everybody, this is Dwayne with Lilley's Landing Resort and Marina. It is Sunday, August the 18th. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon and they've just turned some water on. It's been off all morning. It's just starting to flow pretty good. We've got some fish rising out there. I figured I'd try the one cast. I've got the pink power worm and it's only like a third of that power worm shoved up on that 100th ounce pink jig head. And I've got it about 9 feet or so underneath the float. It's a little tangled up here. And we're gonna see what happens. Okay, I'm gonna cast it upstream just a hair. Perfect. And as this is floating down, I can open my bail and let line out. I had a trip this morning. I had one guy fly fishing and one lady spin fishing. I had them both on the pink power worm, one on the fly rod underneath the indicator, one on a spinning rod underneath the float. And we got quite a few bites this morning. Oh, fish are coming up way out there too. Pretty decent fishing this morning. Then we went up to the trophy area and switched over to that Turner micro jig, which we carry in the store up there, and had a few bites and caught a few fish. Well, there's fish rising everywhere on that up in the trophy area. So pretty decent morning of fishing on the pink worm and Turner micro jig. They were threatening a little bit of rain this morning, but it never really happened around here. Well, there's moss kicking up, all kinds of stuff out there. There's just junk everywhere in the water right now with this water coming on. But I think we're supposed to get some rain this afternoon. I talked to one other guy this morning, Alan. He was out throwing jerk baits this morning. He said he caught 2 real nice ones on jerk baits and had a few other chasers, but other than that, I haven't really talked to anybody fishing today. That bobber is probably 35 yards down, getting kind of tough to see. That's about the end of the drift here. And nothing on the one cast, but we're gonna try that again. I'm gonna change the depth just a little bit. Take it to about 6 feet deep instead of 8 or 9. There are a lot of fish starting to rise out there. We use those weighted bobbers so they're a little easier to cast. They got a hook on the top and a hook on the bottom. When you're fishing them on this 2 and 4 pound test, you've got to hook the top hook and the bottom hook, or that bobber will just keep sliding down your line every time you cast it or set the hook. Okay, a little bit shallower, higher in the water column. It's only about 6 feet deep now. When you're fishing this pink worm in the mornings when they're not running any water, you kind of got to chase the schools of fish around. I like to fish in one spot 5, maybe 10 minutes at the most. If I don't get a bite, I'm moving. I'm going to move 50 yards, 100 yards, and I'm always watching for those fish rising and taking midges off the surface. If I see that happening, I like to get up closer to those where I can cast to them, cast right at those fish. Every now and then When that water's off, just shake your rod tip and make that bobber just wiggle back and forth just a little bit and give it some movement. Sometimes that's what I call talking the fish into taking it. And you can basically talk them into eating it. Oh, I think we might have one. A little higher in the water column there. Let's see if we can get him in. Little guy, but we'll take him. The pink power worm strikes again. I think I can just shake him off. Yep. All right. Okay, let's try it one more time. That was fun. There's still some more rising out there. When they're running that 4 units of heavy water in the afternoons, this pink power worm under a float can work. If you go downtown by the bridges, Monkey Island area, where that current slows down quite a bit, and you'll have to fish it 8 or 9 feet underneath the float and maybe add a split shot to help get it down. Got Victor calling me on the radio. Go ahead.
I'm gonna leave it with you. Need me to do anything for you before I leave?
No, thank you. Have a good day. All right, we'll bring it back in, and I'm actually going to change it to about 4 feet deep this time, and try it one more time. Always look at that worm, make sure it's all the way up against your jig head before you cast each time. If it pulls down off that jig head at all, those fish will not bite it. All right. Just a little higher in the water column again. And there's a line of leaves out there that are floating by. I'm gonna try and get out there to those leaves. Hey! One just rose right out there to the left, a little further out than I am. Ooh, that one jumped all the way out of the water. These weighted bobbers come in different size. I got on the 3/4 inch round one right now. That's the lightest one that they make. The next size up is the one I really like to use because you can throw it another 15, 20 feet. Cover some more water with it. One just rose right up here close. I got one down there on the end of the dock. Okay, and that's the one cast for today. We thank you all for watching. We will try it again tomorrow.